Hey guys, welcome to our Tuesday team talk. It's actually Thursday because we had something going on this week on Tuesday, and then we had our surge call last night. So we have bumped our Tuesday team talk to Thursday. But it is August 11th, 2016, and we are super excited to be getting back to our team calls because we have kind of taken a little break from them the last couple of months. Summer has been a little slow and our momentum on the team has been down a little bit, but I want to bring the calls back, and I'm super excited that tonight we have a guest speaker too. So I'm going to just quickly go through just things that are going on right now. We have Team Cup, which is going on. So for the whole month of August, Team Cup is happening. So if you aren't on one, make sure you're pairing up with somebody that is on one, or if you have any questions about how you can work and build and grow your business as well, like you can go ahead and do it. You don't necessarily have to be on a Team Cup, but we do have that going on. So a lot of crazy, awesome prizes being awarded. So keep the momentum going with that. We are 11 days into the month already, which is crazy. So we also just got back from Summit, so we're on a crazy Summit high. We were at Super Saturday, which was a big giant recap of Summit. So if you didn't make it to Summit, that's okay. Hopefully you're signed up for next year, and hopefully you got to a Super Saturday this past weekend. Jessica and I went to Super Saturday in DC, and it was freaking awesome because I've always been to Miami Super Saturday, so it was really, really cool to do it in a different city and experience it with different coaches, and so that was really awesome, and I hope you guys got to experience it as well in other cities too. So lots of stuff going on. Tour de Force is coming out November 1st, which is our new exclusive program as well, so check that out in the back office if you don't know what I'm talking about. Country Heat was released at Summit, so that is one of our challenge pack promotions for August, and because summer is a little bit slower, as you guys know, Beachbody is putting out like 6 or 7 or 8 different challenge packs, which are going to be going on not just the month of August, but I believe September and October too. So for the next 3 months, we've got crazy challenge pack promotions because we just really, 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 really want to zone in and help as many people as possible. So we're offering PiYo, 21 Day Fix, 21 Day Fix Extreme, Size, Country Heat, of course, and I know I'm missing like 3 or 4 others. 3-Day Refresh, if I didn't mention it. But again, everything is in the back office. It's in our coach group. So I just wanted to recap all the things that are going on right now. But let's get to the juice of our meeting tonight. And I'm going to push things over to Jessica. And she has been a awesome coach since she started. She's had a true fire and passion and a true reason why she started. And she is a mom, and she is a wifey, and she is a mom-to-be to a newborn on the way. So I am going to let her share with us her story, and I'm going to switch it over right now. Jess, you ready?
I am. Do I need to hit the record button too when I go into screen share?
Nope, I'm going to just switch it over to you. So you should be able to do screen share now.
Okay, can you guys see that?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and pull up my slides really quick. There we go. Okay, so my name is Jessica, and several of you don't know me yet, and that's cool because I'm just now like breaking out of my shell, and I'm going to talk about that a little bit. But I've been a coach for about 1.5 years now, and I'm really excited to get started on overcoming me, because I've been my biggest obstacle so far, and I can't wait to show you guys my story. So first of all, hey y'all, I'm from the South. and I'm a proud Army wife. My husband has been in the Army for 11 years this year, but right now he's taking on a new endeavor of being a medical student and working towards becoming an emergency medicine physician. And that in itself has brought up a lot of challenges this past year. I am also a mom to an amazing 3-year-old little girl. Her name's Emmy. And if you guys follow me on Facebook or Instagram, I post about Emmy a lot. But I'm also a soon-to-be mom to a baby boy. And by soon-to-be, it's any time within the next 3 weeks. So we're getting close, and it's exciting. I'm also an online college professor, which a lot of people don't know about me, and I homeschool my daughter for now. If you live in the DC area, you understand how expensive schools can be around here. So we made the decision to homeschool our daughter and then our son later on. I'm also a certified personal trainer, but I'll get more into that a little later. And this is kind of like the epitome of me. I'm all about strength, family, adventure, and most of all, my faith. Because without it, I couldn't have gotten to where I have today. So the road before you is never going to be without bumps. And this is something that I have had to fall face first into for the past year and a half to finally really understand. A year and a half ago, it was the worst time in my life. My life was literally, my family was falling apart. And I was 230 pounds. I was over 33% body fat. But I don't know exactly where I was, probably closer to 38, 39, because I would lie to people because I was ashamed and I didn't want to tell the truth. So I would downplay it and be like, oh, I'm only 30 to 33. Yeah, it's not that bad. But I was clinically obese and I was borderline diabetic. And so when my life fell apart and I moved back home with my family for a little bit, I started to run. I don't know why. But I got on the road. I couldn't run a mile. I couldn't even run a block. But I just kept going, and I kept pushing myself day in and day out. And I pushed and I pushed and I pushed. And I started working out. And before I knew it, I had lost 40 pounds. But more than that, I had found myself. It gave me time to think and to really discover who I wanted to be and what I wanted to be. And I knew that I wanted to be a better mom. I wanted to be there for my little girl. I wanted to be able to walk up a flight of stairs without losing my breath. And I couldn't do any of those things before. But now I could finally do that. And I could finally be that mom that I always wanted to be. Fast forward a little bit into January of 2015. And my upline coach, Lindsay, asked me to join Beachbody, and I told her no. I told her she was crazy. I was like, I'm not joining Beachbody, but I'm starting my own fitness company. And I became a certified personal trainer, but she asked me consistently for about 3 months. And finally, after looking into the trainers and everything else, I agreed to join Beachbody. I'm like, you guys do have some pretty awesome tools, and the trainers actually know what they're talking about. So yeah, sure, I'll join. I had no intention of making Beachbody a huge part of my life, but then I hit Emerald. And I want to say it was around July 2015. And I was so excited, but I hadn't really discovered yet who I was as a part of this business and trying to figure out what I wanted from it and how I wanted to use it to help people. So as soon as I hit it, I lost it because I let it drastically affect my business. I became comfortable with trying to just maintain the status quo. And I was like, okay, if I'm an Emerald, I don't want to help any more people. And Emerald only means that you have 2 coaches on your team, 2 active coaches. And so to think now that I was okay with only helping 2 people, I'm kind of ashamed of that. And after I lost it, I became very standoffish from the business for a while. And it wasn't really until this January, when my husband deployed, that I knew something had to change. With my husband being a medical student right now, he's traveling all over the country. In the past 9 months, because we found out that I was going to have a baby boy right after Christmas, he left in January. In 9 months, we have seen him for a total of 4 weeks, if you combine all the time together. So beyond the trying to figure out what I wanted my business to do for me, how I wanted to use it to help people, I started going through pregnancy depression that was hard to overcome for several points, because I would get to spend time with him and then he was gone again. And it's really hard on our 3-year-old. But this year has been a struggle, or it was for most of the year. But then I learned something. I started doing my personal development each day, and I started reaching out to other coaches, and I started talking to people, and I realized that, let's say this picture that I took in Hawaii this year was my road. I may not be able to see the path to my road, but I can at least see the road. I know where I'm going. I know now what I want my business to do for me. So I can see the road. So I just have to start walking. I have to do something, or nothing's going to change. If nothing changes, I can keep looking at this road all the time, but nothing's going to change. I have to be willing to take those steps to get to that road. And a lot of times, the road is going to suck. It is going to be bumpy. You're going to have obstacles in your way. And sometimes you may lose sight of the path again. You may end up going uphill when you thought you were supposed to be going downhill, where it's easier. But eventually, you will get to the road you were meant to be on. And hopefully, you are surrounded by the people that you love. Hopefully, you're not having to do it while you're pregnant and hiking all these trails, but that only makes it more worth it. But you have to be willing to do what nobody else is willing to do in order to travel this road. You have to be willing to step out of your comfort zone. And if you're not willing to do that, then what do you really want from your business? You need to know your motivation and your why. And I struggled with that for such a long time. And it wasn't until I consistently started reading personal development to help me narrow in and figure out my deeper motivation. It's like we tell people with fitness programs all the time. We're like, you need something deeper than I want to lose weight to look good. Because if that's your motivation, you're most likely going to give up when the going gets tough. But if you dig a little deeper and you really understand what you're pushing for, you'll become an unstoppable force. There's nothing that's going to stop you from getting what you want. So you have to know your why. And I actually do training on this now. And if you're interested in that, feel free to shoot me a message afterwards, and I'd love to help you out with that. But my focus is on people, and I'd encourage you to have your focus on people. This is a people business. We are all about helping people. This is not a sales business. Your focus can't be on sales. It needs to be on people, because we're here to help people. Our CEO, Carl Deichler, recently just said at Summit, if you didn't have a chance to go, definitely catch the recap. But he said, you have to have the courage to care. And that really stuck with me, because it takes courage to show people that you genuinely care about them and not just selling them a product. Because that's what we do. We care about these people. We want to end the trend of obesity. By the end of 2016, the end of this year, the CDC is projecting 266 million people are going to be overweight or obese. And that's insane. Like, that's people we could be helping. But to get there, you have to be willing to do the work. And the vital behaviors that are in the Coach Back Office or that Rachel could help you with, or Sandy, or even Jen Greenberg, are the key to getting there. You have to be willing to do these things every single day. And that's something that I had to learn the hard way, because I would do my post about fitness, and I was like, people will come to me. That whole, if you build it, they will come philosophy. Well, it doesn't work that way. And if it does for you, that's insane and kind of cool. But for me, it didn't work that way. So I was building it, but they weren't coming. I had to be willing to reach out to people and connect with them on their level. I had to stop what I was doing in 2015, where I would randomly contact like a high school friend and be like, hey, how are you doing? Buy a challenge pack. Because that wasn't working. I wasn't connecting with people. So I had to get in the habit of doing these vital behaviors every single day, even when I absolutely don't want to, in order to connect with people and help them reach their goals. Not my goals for them, but their goals. And I also learned that I had to step out of my comfort zone, because I am an extreme introvert. Even this call is making me very, very nervous. But I had to be willing to break out of my shell, if you will, to be able to reach out to the people and the resources that we have as a fit family, to be able to help more people. We have incredible resources here at Beachbody and incredible people. We have Rachel Goldberg, we have Sandy Tosi, we have Jennifer Greenberg, we have Michael Greenberg. We have all of these incredible people with so much knowledge and so much willingness to share, but you have to be willing to ask the question and risk whatever you think is the worst case scenario. In my mind, it was, oh my God, they're going to think I'm stupid. But I had to be willing to step past that and risk that in order to help more people. And there are so many resources too, and I could like go on and on about that, but I won't do that right now. But this is something I've heard so many times recently that I haven't even attributed the quote to anyone, because I've literally been hearing it almost every single day for 3 weeks. But the only difference between you and that successful person that you look up to is that they were willing to do what you were not every single day. They were willing to step out of that comfort zone. They were willing to say, reaching 2 people isn't enough. I want to reach more. I want to help more people. I don't care if these people run the other way, if I mention a program to them, if I think it's going to help them. I want to help that person. And to do that, I have to be willing to do what makes me uncomfortable. Andrea Owen, author of 52 Ways to Live a Kick-Ass Life, really suggest that book, mentions that the things that make you uncomfortable are probably the things that you should be doing most. If you have a dream and a vision and a goal, you want to reach it, but it scares the hell out of you, she says that's the most amazing thing. That's the thing you should be doing. If you're only doing what makes you comfortable every day, then you're not doing enough. You have to be willing to commit to this business. Don't just say, I'll give the business a try for a month or 3 months. You have to aim to really be committed and invested in it, to say, are you willing to be here a year from now? Recently, I committed to being here a year from now, and I went ahead and bought tickets to Summit for New Orleans right when they came out. And to be honest, it terrified the hell out of me. So great, right? But that's a huge commitment. That was a $175 commitment that I don't necessarily have right now. But I was willing to invest in my business, make a commitment, and say, okay, I'm going to be here. Now I need to do the work to make sure I still am. So I got my tickets for Summit. I got my room for Summit, which is also going to be insanely expensive. But I'm committed. I'm invested. I'm excited. And I'm willing to do the work that needs to be done to make sure that I'm still going to be here a year from now. Part of committing to your business is also making sure that you're investing in your business. By investing, it can be something as simple as getting personal development books. Or recently, I got a contact management system, and it's been key to changing how I contact people, in the sense that before I was just contacting the same people over and over and over again. So I wasn't seeing my business change. I know my business is changing now because I finally got Emerald back. And it's something I had to work half a year for. And I was so excited and so proud when I finally got it back, because I knew that it meant that I was helping people again. Last month, I hit Success Club 6 for the first time since Team Cup of last year. And I was so thrilled because I know that I'm making a difference in the lives of other people. I found out today I'm getting my 3rd highest check that I've ever gotten for next week. And I couldn't have been more excited because, again, I knew that even though people aren't necessarily directly telling me, that people are watching what I do every single day. And people are paying attention to what I'm doing. And I'm able to help more people. So I'm committing to this business and I'm investing in it. And even though you're investing your time or your money or whatever makes you uncomfortable, because this is going to take a lot of time to set up, these sacrifices will only be temporary. This is something my husband and I actually talk about a lot, because he is extremely supportive of this business, and I've been very lucky that he understands, and he has the same drive to help people with their fitness and their health, especially wanting to be a doctor. But he doesn't have the time to help me invest in this business like some spouses do. So whenever I make a sacrifice for time, that means less time with my daughter, or less time taking care of the dog, less time doing laundry, less time doing dishes. And so as a family, or with your significant other, whoever, make sure they understand up front that these are the sacrifices that you agree on as a family that are okay for now. Like, if the dishes don't get done tonight, that's okay. They can be done in the morning, because your time, energy, and effort needs to be here right now, so that later on you can do less work for more people. Because the more you invest now, the higher the payout's going to be later. So your sacrifices are only going to be temporary. It's only going to take you I'm trying to think of the best way to say this. Really, your sacrifices will only be temporary. It's really the only way to say it. Don't fret about it. It's going to get better as long as you're willing to continue putting in the work that nobody else is willing to do to get to where you want to be. I think that's all I have for today. But if you guys have any questions, you are always, I'm trying to get back to the meeting. Hold on. Oh. Rachel, how do I turn this back to you? Cancel.
You're going to go to participants, and you're going to select my name and then click on make host.
There we go. Participants. But if anybody has any questions, feel free to find me on Facebook. My tag is Parker Fit for Life, and it's the same on Instagram, and I'm always more than happy to answer any questions for you guys.
Awesome, Jess. That was so freaking amazing, and thank you so much for getting on the call tonight and sharing your story with us. It's crazy inspiring for for anybody that's a mom or anybody that's a wife, for anybody that has somebody in the military, or a mom to be. I mean, there's just so many angles and avenues that you can take with this business. What I love about your story too is it's total truth that you have to be committed, and there's total truth about the inviting process and the never really giving up and the follow-up process. Because if you think about whoever signed you, so if it was me or you or Sandy or somebody else on the team that signed you, Jenny, think about how you signed up as a coach, and what did your sponsor coach do? They probably were a little persistent in inviting you and sharing with you until you agreed and you got the Kool-Aid and you drank the juice, because it's so life-changing. So I definitely can connect with you in that aspect too, because that's kind of how I got on board too, and that's pretty much how all of us have kind of gotten on board. But we all have different stories, and that's why I'm just so happy that you're part of our team and that you were able to get on the call tonight and share that with us, because your story is amazing, and I know so many people can be affected by it in a good way and are going to be part of our team, and they don't even know it yet because of the amount of impact that you have on people is just so surreal.
Oh, thank you.
You're very welcome. If anybody doesn't have questions, reach out afterwards if you have questions after we get off the call. But Jessica is here to help, and she is not going anywhere. Well, great job, girly. I'm just super proud of everybody. I'm really excited to have the team calls going up again. So they're going to be every Tuesday at 9 p.m. Eastern time. They are recorded. And we want to continue the momentum, like I said, with all the Challenge Pack sales that are going on in Team Cup. So make sure that you are staying tuned every week and getting on these calls, because it's really important for us to keep each other accountable, especially since we're all over the country and in different cities. It's really, really important that we get this weekly call in and we can connect with each other. So thank you again, Jess. Really, really awesome. Great, great job. I know it's so hard to get on a call and share your story nonetheless, but I'm super proud of you. So great job.
Thanks.
All right, guys. Well, I hope you had a good night, and we'll see you all next week. Bye.
Bye.